Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, now look. So for this one, I'm gonna be giving y'all some hood game. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Yeah, we gonna take it back to the hood. Alright. Now, what hood is we taking this shit to? Mr. Roll Up. Now, y'all that know Mr. Roll Up, I'm a 7 Mile nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna take this shit to the mile. How about that? Alright? Nah, this one of the ones you gotta put that hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Let them know shit real. How about that? Oh yeah, drink pour, man. I'm still out the brown. How about that? All right. Nah. So for this one, this gonna be about one of my ops. Yeah. Let me give y'all one of them type of tales. You know what I'm saying? One of the ops from the fire side. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't be on that no more. You know what I'm saying? But back then I was die five. You know what I'm saying? And this was one of the guys why I was die five. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Alright? Nah. So this guy that we speaking on, his name is Anton. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Now y'all know I don't come with no lies. I don't play none of that bullshit. I don't sugarcoat shit. I drop names. I get to it. I tell y'all the real. I keep it a buck all the time. You know what I'm saying? This how street this is. Bro, follow my channel. You know what I'm saying? And I follow his channel too. So 9 times out of 10, he probably watching this video. So y'all know ain't no cap. How about that? Alright? Alright, now what you guys say about Anton, Mr. Roll Up? Alright, so let's jump in that time capsule. Let's go back. Let's go back. How about that? All the way back. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go back to '03, '04 days. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was freshman, sophomore year type shit, right? Okay, so this was at Henry Ford High School. You know what I'm saying? This is the high school that we went to. Now, before I get into all of that, let me get to how Anton ended up becoming one of my ops. You know what I'm saying? One of my enemies, one of my opponents. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to that, right? All right, so this was one of them days, probably like '03, something like that. Me and the homie Flash, we on the block, right? This was the middle of the winter, no cap. We was outside every day. It didn't matter if it rained, snowed, hot as hell, sleet, hail, whatever. We was outside. We was outside every day. You know what I'm saying? Anybody tell you, Bar Road niggas, we was outside every day, no matter the weather. You know what I'm saying? So this was the middle of the winter, right? Snow coming down. Might have already had about 2 or 3 inches of snow already on the ground. You know what I'm saying? We on the block. We posted up talking our shit, right? So we see this girl walking up the block. She on the other side of the street, right? And she walking past, right? So Flash like, nigga, ball up a snowball and throw it at her type shit. He telling me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, we didn't know who the girl was because, she had her hood on. It's cold as hell, all of that. I'm like, man, what? You know what I'm saying? You like, bitch, do it. You know what I'm saying? Or you a pussy. Like, he got on my ass. You know what I'm saying? All right, I went down, scooped up snowball, threw that bitch at her, right? Now, I'm pretty sure I spoke on this before, but I ain't tell y'all the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and break all this shit down, right? So I scoop up the snowball, right? Nice big snowball, right? Pick that bitch up. Launch that bitch across the street. Now, mind you, Burr Road is a main street. So that's a big ass street from where that snowball is coming from and going to. You know what I'm saying? So when I threw that bitch, it went all the way across the street, right? Mind you, she still walking. You know what I'm saying? So the snowball coming after her. I didn't know it was gonna hit her. You know what I'm saying? Like on some honest shit, I really didn't want it to hit her. But my homie like dared me to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just bought it up and threw that bitch. But I had some great aim, like real shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I bought it up and I threw it, the ball went all the way over there to her and literally smacked her upside the head type shit. Swear to God, right? Motherfucker said, boom, exploded all on top of her head, right? So me and Flash, we dying laughing. He looking at me like, bitch, that ball hit her. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, that shit was iconic. Swear to God, like, I was not expecting it, especially not to hit her on the head. You know, if it would have hit her on the my bad, that's the poet. If it would have hit her on the leg or the arm or something like that, all right, that would have been one thing. But literally hit it right in the smack dab of the head was crazy work. You know what I'm saying? So we rolling, right? All right. She turn around, she look at us and shit. But mind you, she across the street and kind of like down the street, so I can't really see her face for real. You know what I'm saying? But she turned around, looked at us. You know, okay. After she did that, she kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, motherfuckers knew who we was anyway, so you wasn't about to bring no smoke to us. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers knew who we was, you know. So it wasn't like she jumped on tip or none of that. She just looked at us and kept it moving, right? Okay, cool. That was that, right? All right. Nah. Remember that I said this because I'm gonna correlate this later on in the video. You know what I'm saying? All right. Nah. This might have been a couple of months later. I'm in school. We at Henry Ford High School, like I was saying, like freshman and sophomore year. Y'all know my time be bald, but it was somewhere around that time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about 14, 15 years old, some shit like that, right? The nigga Anton, right? He like 4 or 5 years older than me. So he like a double OG to me. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all in the hood, if a nigga be like 2 years older than you, he your OG. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga 4, 5 years older than you, he like a double OG. You know what I'm saying? So I never even knew this nigga at time. Like he was double OG. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time I was coming to high school, he was getting out. So I didn't know him for real, you know. And he from the five. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew them guys over there, but he was one of the older niggas. So I never really got to meet him or none of that. Like I didn't know who this nigga was, you know. So anyway, I'm in school and shit. The Vice Lord niggas, you know what I'm saying? They running around that bitch, tearing shit up, acting a damn fool, right? I'm with my crew, you know. We used to always post up on these lockers on the second floor of our high school. You know what I'm saying? You had the first floor was for like the freshmen. The second floor was for the sophomores and the juniors. And then the third floor was for the seniors. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was a freshman, we still used to post up on the second floor. You know what I'm saying? Like we was just bad, you know. So by the time I got to my sophomore, uh, junior year, we'd be on the second floor. We already had that second floor, that hallway on lock. It was just one hallway. We had that bitch on lock. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the same hallway I'm speaking on, the same hallway I got stabbed in. So y'all know I made a video talking about I got stabbed in high school and all that. I got stabbed on our same hallway type shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm posted up with my nigga Face. You know what I'm saying? On the second floor, right? Face the nigga I told y'all about, that the first nigga that had me smoking weed before Beezy. You know, he had the pool table in the basement, you know, where he was staying there, all of that shit. Like, I'm talking about him, right? So me and Face, we posted up on the lockers, we talking our shit, right? All right, we get done with all that. Now we about to go down the stairs, you know, so we can get out the building, right? So while we about to walk down the stairs, because we on the second floor, so we got to walk down the stairs, get to the first floor, get out the building, right? While we about to come down the stairs, you know that little back hallway right there where the landing it, you know, for you to go up and down the stairs. While we coming down there and we hit that landing, the Vice Lord niggas coming up the stairs. So they meet us at that landing, right? It's me and Face versus the Vice Lord niggas. It's like five of them, you know. And Anton was the main one that was with them, right? So when they come walking past us, at this point, I done seen Anton maybe 3 or 4 times, you know. And he always gave me this look like he didn't like me, like fuck me type shit, right? But back in that time, that's when my side and the five was beefing real hard. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no surprise to me that he didn't like me either because he was rocking with them, you know? So anyway, by this time, we on the landing and they coming up the stairs, right? So we meet each other at the landing type shit. He looked at me in face. He like, well, if it ain't Kane and old dog, ain't that a bitch? I ain't gonna lie to you. I smiled on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But we hood niggas, so I had to hold my composure. So I still got demon time face on me. Like, yeah, what's up? Type of time y'all on. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't on shit. He just said that, trying to rile the nigga up type shit. But like I said, I was smiling on the inside because it's like he know that we rock like that. You know what I'm saying? And he like called us the perfect match. Kane and Odar from Menace to Society type shit. Um, One of the things that really didn't trigger me about that situation is he didn't say nothing disrespectful. He just said, "Why look, it's Kane and Odar type shit." But he was still trying to be funny. But he didn't say nothing disrespectful. If y'all get what I'm saying, right? So with all that being said, I'm like, yeah, what's up? What y'all on? They kept it moving. They walked up the stairs. They laughed it off, kept it going, right? So me and Face, we walked down the stairs. Now look, right? I done told y'all these Vice Lord niggas, they done surrounded me plenty of times and all type of shit, right? And literally every time they surrounded me and all of that, Anton was in the crowd. And that's how I started getting hip to him. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. When them niggas was surrounding me, he was with them. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of like the double OGs type shit. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really have to get into shit. He was just overseeing shit. You know what I'm saying? But with me, the nigga just didn't like me. Like the nigga had a strong hate for me for some odd reason. And like I said, I'm gonna get to all that, right? All right. So we leave out the school. That was that, right? Okay. Couple of times after that, me and Anton bump heads in school. And we always did this stare down and like always be on that tip with each other. Like, yeah, nigga, I'm gonna catch you at the school. I'm gonna catch you in the hood. I'm gonna catch you on the block. We always was on it, but it never happened. Like, I don't know what it was. Me and him, we never bumped heads like that. It was just always some in school type shit. You know what I'm saying? But in the hood, we never bumped heads. I don't know what it was. That's just what it was. But we was real life enemies. You know what I'm saying? But we just never bumped heads in the hood. And we was from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? It was just we never bumped heads in the hood type shit. So anyway, with all that being said, like I said, me and him, we enemies, we ops. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on site with us. But every time we did see each other, it was in school. So we couldn't do too much, you know what I'm saying? Because we get kicked out and all that type of shit, right? All right. Now, with all that being said, right? Let's fast forward the tape. We gonna fast forward the tape maybe about 15 years later, right? So I didn't went to prison. I didn't got out. All of this, all that, right? Still never bumped heads with Anton. None of that. Like in the hood type shit. One on one type shit. It just never happened. So now at this point, we all grown as hell. A lot of us ain't on that same bullshit no more. Blah 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 blah. Right. So here it is. I'm on Facebook. I don't remember if he sent me a friend request or I sent him a friend request. I don't remember. But all I know is we was Facebook friends, right? And I'm like, damn, That's crazy because back in the day, this nigga was my op. You know, we ain't never shot at each other or fought, but we had that demon time for each other. It just never got there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this nigga used to be my op. You know what I'm saying? Now we cool on Facebook type shit, you know? Like just to show you the growth over time type shit, right? So I made a couple statuses. He laughed on them, comment on a couple of them, all of that. You know what I'm saying? He made a couple statuses. I laughed at him, comment on a couple of his statuses, you know? But we never talked about that hood beef. It's just, I don't know, it was just something that came and went type shit, right? So anyway, with all that being said, right? I'm on Facebook one day, right? And I seen that he shared a post. And the post, it went something like, um, if you could speak to one of your ops about why y'all started beefing, what would you say? It was something like that, something along them lines, right? And he shared it, right? So I commented on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, why did we become ops? You know what I'm saying? The nigga commented back and he said, bro, it was because you threw that snowball at my girl head. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Who the fuck is your girl? What are you talking about? He like Portia. You know what I'm saying? Portia is the girl I threw the snowball at, right? Now, mind you, Portia was from the block too. So basically, she was one of us, but she wasn't out there with us or none of that, but she was from the block, you know? If I would have known that was her, I wouldn't have thrown it at her. You know, I didn't know. It was just something Flash told me to do. And I just did the shit, you know? But come to find out, that was his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And he like, yeah, that's why I didn't like you. Because you threw that snowball at my girl and she told me it was you. And that shit gave me a flashback to when it happened. And like I said, after I threw that snowball at her, she turned around and she gave me that look. So she gave me that look to confirm that it was me that did it. And she went and told him, you know what I'm saying? And that's how me and him became ops type shit. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Out cold, man. So the whole time, me and him being ops was over a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And it was because, I mean, it was his girl, understandable and everything, you know. But on my end, I didn't know who she was. Just my homie just told me to do it. I just did the shit, you know. But yeah, man, me and bro, we was really ops behind that shit, you know. And man, God working mysterious ways. He never let us bump heads behind that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was petty as hell. It was just we was young and you know, he was there to defend his girl or whatnot. And furthermore in it, his side didn't fuck with my side didn't fuck with his side. So it all correlated anyway. Like, okay, yeah, that nigga already a op anyway. Fuck him. You know? So it was like the pressure was on even more because I basically did something to his girlfriend type shit, you know. Now in his mind, he probably was thinking I did the shit on purpose, but I really didn't know who the fuck she was, you know. I just did some shit my homie told me to do. How about that? So when he said the shit, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Man, we laughed that shit off, man. I told him, I was like, bro, I ain't even know that was her, you know. And that was crazy that the whole time you was beefing with me was because of that. I just thought it was some hood shit, but it was over girl, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So we laughed the shit off. We kept it moving, you know. Now fast forward to tape, last year, me and him started our YouTube channels last year. You know, me and him, we've been friends on the book ever since. We still never crossed times, crossed each other, none of that since the young days back in high school and always. We still never bumped heads since then, you know. But we've been Facebook friends for like damn near 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? So all that op shit did, you know, we grown and all that whoopty whoop. He started his YouTube channel, I started mine. You know, he followed me, I follow him, all of that. So like I said, don't be surprised if he jump in the comments and say something. You know what I'm saying? Like we grown now, you know, but like back in the day, that shit was real. You know, it just man, God just kept us separated. You know what I'm saying? Type shit for real. You know, And he kept us separated long enough for both of us to understand that the shit that we was on wasn't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So now we cool as hell, man. So ops turn to friends type shit. You know what I'm saying? How about that? And this is exactly why I tell y'all revenge is not a real thing, man. It's not, man. Because you will learn, you know what? Hold up. What's the lesson of the day, Mr. Roll Up? Okay, lesson is this. You will learn that later on down the line, your ops ain't your ops. You know what I'm saying? You was just young and dumb, you know? And that's exactly what happened with me and Anton. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no real beef or none of that. And even if it was besides Portia, we still didn't even have no hood beef because we really didn't know each other for it. Now I don't know, he might have known me, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? So we never even had no real hood beef or none of that. It was just some shit over a girl type shit. You know what I'm saying? So lesson is, man, revenge ain't a real thing. Ops ain't a real thing. It's just all some shit that niggas made up when they're young and bored. You know what I'm saying? And when you get older and you mature and you get responsibilities, you have bills, you have kids, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. You want to do better things. You want to take trips, blah, 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 blah. You understand that that op shit and that revenge shit, it ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So to everybody that's young and dumb and that's on that time right now, just listen to me, man. That shit that you on right now, that shit gonna come and go. It ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So your best bet is to get your money up and get the fuck out the way. Cause that's what really matter in the end. How about that? Spend another episode to roll up a pull up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.